Happy New Year. This is my first go live or live event since coming back for the year for 2024, and I'm super excited to be back. It has been a busy holiday season for me. So I'm super excited to jump back in and get started. Today I wanted to jump on and talk about revolutionizing your marketing workflow in 2024 and really talking about how you can make more money while doing less and saving time, right? That's what my whole business model is about. I want to know how I can make the same amount of money in less time, right? So I'm still putting the same amount of effort into everything, and I'm still doing the same amount of work, but I'm doing it faster and more efficiently, right? That's what the name of the game is. I don't know about any of you, but I did not go into this entrepreneurship world thinking that I want to work more as an entrepreneur. Yes, you're going to work more in the beginning. There's going to be more time put in the beginning, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Once you get settled into your business, once you're making multi six figures, once you're making even multi five figures, maybe you're not to six figures yet, but once you kind of have established yourself and you have a niche and you're selling your products, your services, whatever it is that you're selling, and you have established yourself, your brand, you can start to streamline your processes and systems into something that is going to make you bigger, faster, stronger, and so that you don't always have to be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, unless that's what you like to do. Shout out to those of you that want to work all the time, but I do not. I like to enjoy life as well as work. So let's jump right in and talk about the impact of burnout and how I really want to. So many people that I've talked to, like last year, were burnt out by the end of Q1, and it's because of that kind of hustle culture, and it's because they were doing things in an inefficient way. They were in the weeds of their business, and they spent more time running their business and doing all of this stuff than actually owning the business and driving the strategy forward, right? And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. All right. So the three things, and actually four tips, I would say there's four, that I recommend to everyone is, first and foremost, audit your workflow. What are you working on? How often are you working on it? Like tasks, get down and dirty with individual tasks that you're working on. So take a moment, step back, and audit what you're working on, right? And create kind of an MVP of your process and where your weak links are. Identify bottlenecks in your workflows. So if you are still copying and pasting from one piece of software to another, or if you're still copying and pasting between spreadsheets, if you spend 3 hours a day reading emails, what are those tasks that you're doing on a regular basis that are taking you hours to do and taking time away? Or even let's break it down even further. Let's say there's a task that you do and it only takes you about 15 minutes every day, but you're doing it on the regular, on a daily basis. It is a repetitive task that you're doing over and over and over and over again, right? Those are the things that you can audit, and either, if they're something that you can't eliminate, you can probably automate it, right? So automation, elimination, or outsourcing. Those are really the three things. But so first and foremost, let's audit your workflow. Let's figure out what you're working on a regular basis, on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. And is it something that's beneficial to you? Like, is it beneficial to your business? Can you eliminate it completely? Okay. The second thing is embracing automation. And I know I talk about it all the time. I probably sound like a broken record. I spent the entire year of 2023 introducing myself to the world and really talking about automation. If you don't, first and foremost, I'm just going to throw this out there so that everybody knows, yes, I love automation. I am a data geek. I am a technology geek. Love it all. Love systems. Love processes. Love it all. But first and foremost, if you don't have an established product or service that you know is going that you're that's going to work, right? If you haven't done that kind of basic legwork of understanding, doesn't matter what systems you put in place, doesn't matter what processes you put in place, doesn't matter what words you write, it's not going to sell. Okay, so you have to get over that hump of knowing whether you have a thing that people want first. Once you get over that hump, and once you've audited your workflow, you have this established thing, that's when automation becomes your best friend. Okay. Your automation is your ticket to gaining control of your schedule so that you're not working all the time. And it doesn't have to just be like scheduling social media posts, like that's the easy stuff. Scheduling emails, super easy. Chat bots, super easy. Let's get down and dirty and really look at the back end of your business operations. Payments. I could not even begin to tell you how many people ask for advice on like what's a good payment system. This is the type of product or service I'm selling, and people are sending manual invoices, or people don't have their collection of payments automated. This is something that is so time consuming. You spend a lot of time collecting payments from your customers and your clients. Okay, so this is it's a very time consuming process, especially if you're doing it manually. So stop doing that. There's things like that in your business that you're probably going to find that you don't even realize are taking you as long as they are. Or maybe you do realize it and you just don't know how to change or make the shift so that you're not working on them all the time. Those little tasks that are behind the scenes of your business that people don't see, those are usually the tasks, those administrative kind of operations, run the business tasks that are taking up hours of time every day, every week, every month from you doing the stuff that you're great at. And maybe you don't want to outsource. Maybe you can't afford to outsource yet. And so this is where automation comes into play. This is where it becomes your best friend because it can do a lot of that legwork for you. All right. So, as with anything, that's great. Like you decided, right? Like, yep, you get it. You know you need to automate. And or maybe you're the person who's afraid to automate because you've tried it before and it didn't work. I'm here to tell you why it didn't work. It didn't work because you didn't set clear goals and objectives and you didn't map out what it's supposed to look like. Okay, automation, even if it's a simple two-step automation, even if you're just doing a simple landing page where it's a single page and it's a form, where's the form supposed to go after the customer hits submit? Where if the user hits submit, then what happens? Do they get an email? Do they get an SMS message, like a text message? Do they get, what happens next? And then what happens 2 days from there? Like they get an email from you that says thanks for submitting. Then what? Then what's the time frame? Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours that you follow up? Be crystal clear with whoever you're talking to about like what that next step looks like. Okay, so customer experience, user experience is super, super important. We hear all these people and all these gurus and all these experts talking about how easy it is to build a landing page and add a form to it. It's so much more than that. The landing page is the easy part. The form and taking payment is the easy part. It's what happens after. It's what happens after you've collected payment, after you've collected their information. It's the relationship building side of your business. And a lot of that gets washed, right? Like it gets washed away or it doesn't get thought about with enough detail. And I'm not telling you to spend 17 hours on figuring out it doesn't have to take that long, but you do need to put some thought into it. You do need to understand like how are you going to interact with your customers after that first initiation of a form fill? What happens next? Or they reach out to you in the DMs on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't care where you are, where you show up. If a customer reaches out to you, that means they're engaged with you. How long does it take you to get back to them? Is that first step automated? Is it personal? Like you have to figure out all of this stuff. Can it be automated? Or do you have such a niche business that you need to be involved in that step? Or do you need to have a virtual assistant or an admin assistant doing that reach out for you? These are all the things that you need to understand, and you need to be clear, and you need to set achievable goals for each one of these things. So the goals can be as simple as you want to get 50 DMs, right? Like 50 direct messages a day, or whatever it may be. But just set the goals and stick to them. Make them super clear, make them super smart, keep it super simple. This doesn't have to be super overly complicated, super, 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 right? I think I've said that a word enough now. But it does have to exist. Throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks is great, but you're not going to get very far. Once you figure out what works, you need to then be able to repeat that process. So having operations in place behind the scenes, a good digital experience operations person can help you create repeatable processes that will work over and over and over again. Once you figure out how it works, repeat the process and then do it again and then do it again and do it again. So good. One of my favorite mentors, shout out to Laurel Portier, who is an amazing advertising machine on Facebook. I love listening to her talk. One of the things that she always says is master the basics and then figure out how to repeat it. That's what digital experience operations is, right? The operations of your business, you figure out what works and then you repeat it and then you automate over and over and you repeat it over and over and over again, right? That's the whole goal. And then you save time while continuing to make money. The number 4 thing on the list, number 4, is consider outsourcing. You should consider outsourcing if you have the opportunity to outsource. This does not mean, I am not telling you to go out and hire 15 people. I'm telling you, if you get to the point where you're able to do some of this stuff, it is probably a very, very good investment for you to spend your money on, like an admin assistant, a personal assistant, someone that can help you watch the animations, someone that can help you do some of the stuff behind the scenes. They don't necessarily have to be the face of your company, but it's absolutely worth the money to find someone that is in your corner or two someone's to help you do this stuff. It's not, you don't have to. You can be a solopreneur for the rest of your life if you want to, and that's great. And you're still technically a solopreneur, even if you hire an assistant. Okay? The business is still yours. It's not going to, and it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you you can't get stuff done. But I will tell you that if you continue to do everything yourself, you're doing all of the things, if you have a bigger business and your goal is to scale the business or grow the business beyond where you're at, and you're not a coach, you're selling products, you're selling services, you're going to want some help. Once you get to a certain point, you're going to want some help. Even if it's just somebody to manage your calendar, taking the little tasks that can't be automated and can't be eliminated, that's when you outsource to an assistant, for somebody to help you, somebody to be your right-hand person, somebody for you to just have in your corner doing all those little things, giving you back extra amount of time. You don't even have to hire them full time. These people are so good at what they do. When you hire the right person that gets your business and is there for you, they're going to be able to do this stuff way quicker than you. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you smart because you're able to then do things faster. That is one of the things that we are focusing on this year, is we have changed up our business model and we are now getting things done faster in less time because we're only working on one project at a time. One project, one client. Outside of our brand, we work on one thing at a time until that thing is done, and then we move on to the next. By doing that, our quality of work is higher and we get it done faster because we're focused. We're not multitasking. I highly recommend this for anyone who wants to continue remaining to be a solopreneur or a very small group of, either an agency or whatever you may be. Focus on one thing at a time. I'm telling you right now, it will change the entire outlook of your business. And once you layer all of these things together, you're focusing on one thing at a time. You're automating most of your administrative tasks. You have an assistant. You're going to have so much time back in your schedule. You're just going to be bored. You're not going to know what to do. You can start a new side hustle. Don't do that. Give your brain some time to breathe and go find something fun to do. Like take up a hobby. For me, I have 3 teenage boys, so my hobbies are, wrangling them. um, that's it. That's all I got for today. So if you're interested in chatting about this whole operations thing with me more, if you're interested in chatting about, like what kind of tools and systems I use, follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Facebook. I talk about it all the time. I talk about it every week. We have a weekly newsletter. There's going to be some super, super fun, exciting changes happening for us this year, and you'll be learning about those very soon. So that is just a little bit of a drop, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be some exciting stuff. So again, I'm just going to kind of recap what we're talking about here is how to really own your time this year. 2024 is all about more time, more money, right? Like we all want to make more money. That's great. But if you have to do it at the sacrifice of your time, like if you're sacrificing time for money, and I know that that's totally cliche to say, but it's true. If you work 7 days a week and you make a whole bunch of money, that's awesome. But you don't have any time to spend it. You don't have any time to do anything fun. Build a lifestyle instead of building a business, okay? So your life and your lifestyle is your business. It is your personal life. It's all one. It's all one thing. Focus on building a lifestyle that you love instead of just building up your business. If you can focus on your life and you think of it as a whole, business, personal, friends, family, the whole thing, if you can think of it as a whole thing, it's unbelievable what you're going to be able to do because you're not so focused on only the business goals. You're focused on your life goals and what you want to do, where you want to end up in 5 years, where you want to end up tomorrow. Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go snowboarding? Do you want to play with your kids more? Do you want to swim in the afternoons? Like there's all these things, like you have the ability to do that. So by focusing on changing your life and creating life goals instead of just business goals, don't start this whole work-life balance thing. There is no work-life balance. It's all life. Okay? Personal and business, create goals that your personal and your business are going to help you reach. Life goals. So, the 4 things we talked about in helping you get there: audit your workflow. For me, that includes my personal stuff and my business stuff. I audit, my kids have already been taught. I have a calendar. We have a family activities calendar. If their stuff is not on that calendar, it does not exist in my world. They will miss whatever activity they have to go to. That calendar is synced to my meetings. That calendar is synced to my client stuff. It's all one. Again, life goals. Embrace automation. Once you figure out your thing, and you know that you have a thing, a product, a service, whatever it may be that people want and they're willing to buy, and you've worked out kind of all the kinks, you've already kind of audited your workflow, where you're spending your most time on tasks, and you know what the back end of your business looks like, and you got it all figured out. All right, it's time to automate. Automate is your ticket to regaining control of your life. It's the ticket to regaining control over your business. It is the ticket. It's like sanity, right? Magic dust, sanity. Trust me. And then if you're still on the fence and like you need to automate things. You're doing stuff manual. You know who you are. Shout out to all you people. The stuff that you should be automating or eliminating. We all know it. If you're still doing it and you're afraid, you're on the fence because you've done it before and it didn't work. The reason it didn't work is because you didn't set clear, achievable goals. It's that easy. Automation, just like everything else within your life and your business, if you do not set a goal and you do not map it out and you do not understand how you want it to work, it won't work that way. I'm just here to tell you. Doesn't mean you need to spend a bazillion hours trying to figure out or map out the whole thing. Or if you don't know how to map it out, you know what you want it to do, but you're really not sure, find somebody to help you. Ask questions. Find me in the DMs. Shoot me a message. I love answering questions, especially when it comes to do with technology and systems and workflows and processes. I will help you. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It makes you smarter and stronger when you ask the right questions and you find the people to help you answer them. And then number 4 is outsourcing. Once you have done all of this stuff and you get to the point where you are rocking and rolling, you are making good money, right? Like you are a multi-6-figure person, you're a 7-figure person, you're a solopreneur, you're a small business, and you are doing it. You're doing a thing and it's awesome. But you're still working all the time. You're still doing all the things. You're still responsible for everything. You figured out you need to automate. You know what you want it to look like. Get an assistant. Hire a person. And again, this doesn't have to be 3 people, 15 people, 10 people. Hire a person to help you. I promise you, it is worth it. It is worth it because it gives your brain a break. It gives your brain a break to focus on the things that you're really good at, focus on the things that you like doing. For me, the things that I'm really good at are not necessarily the things that I like, right? I can know that I'm not the only person out there that can say that. So I don't necessarily outsource the things that I'm super awesomely good at, if that makes sense. So let me back it up. I said that wrong. I don't necessarily outsource the things that I'm not good at. If it's something that I like to do and it's an educational learning experience for me and I still need to learn how to do it better, I don't necessarily outsource those. What I do outsource is the things that I'm really good at but hate doing. Because I'll tell you right now, for my brain, if I hate doing it, it's going to take me that much longer, even though I shouldn't because I'm awesome at it. But I hate it so much. I loathe it. Those are the things you outsource, the things that you loathe. Even though you might be really good at them, you're going to find somebody else out there who's also really good at them, but also really likes doing it. Here you go. I'm going to be over here learning about this thing that I don't necessarily, it's not like I'm okay at it. I'm not great at it. I have the opportunity to expand my brain, learn more. That's the thing I'm going to focus my time on. That's how I work. You have to figure out how you work, but I'm telling you, outsourcing is so worth the money, 100%. And for me, and this is just, like if you're like me or like a lot of people, technology is one of those things where you either love it or hate it. If you hate it, it's going to end badly. It's going to end badly, and it's going to give you this taste of medicine that's just going to make you not want to ever do it again. Same thing goes with outsourcing. If you've outsourced to people and you had a bad experience for whatever it may be, because the person didn't do a good job, or they didn't meet your standards, or I don't know, you didn't have time to train them. Like there could be all sorts of things that could just keep trying. I promise you, you will find somebody. You also have to find somebody who understands you, how you work, and can accept you're crazy. Because I got all sorts of crazy going on over here with my ADHD brain. So anybody who can work with me is anybody who helps make my life easier is somebody that I hold on to. Like that person is going to be around for a long time. My small little team supports me and knows what I need to keep going. That's all you need. All right, guys, that is it. I hope this was helpful. Those are the 4 things that I recommend you focus on this year for really getting back your time while still making money. Do these 4 things, audit your workflow, embrace automation, set clear, achievable goals for your automations, for your operations, for your systems, your processes, and lastly, consider outsourcing. Outsourcing is so worth it. All right, guys, that's all for me today. Before I sign off, though, I'm just going to jump in and make sure we don't have any questions or anything like that we are live streaming all over the place today. But my group members, they get to jump on here if they so choose and join me live and ask questions. But let me see if did I remember. Here's the link to chat. All right. Let's just give it a few minutes. We're going to see if anybody wants to ask questions. And if you have questions, you can absolutely also drop them into the comments below. I'm just double checking here to make sure I have. Yeah. So this is super funny because Restream is here. Oh, here we go. Let's see, we got some likes. Hey, everybody out in LinkedIn land. Hey, everybody out there in Facebook land. We are live streaming all over the place today in the group. Let's see why. Interesting. Well, that's weird. My own group removed my own chat message. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me just see if I can just go like that. Link for today. It's telling me that my own link. All right. So it doesn't appear that we have any questions or anybody who wants to kind of jump on and chat. So that's okay. Let's, I think that's it for today, guys. You know where to find me. Ask me questions. Let's make 2024 super productive and save you time so you don't spend all your time working. Let's build you guys a lifestyle that you love. Bye, everybody. Happy Tuesday.